Hello everyone, we just returned from a wonderful meal at Trails End that is located at Fort Wilderness Resort. We had a really good meal and cannot wait to tell you all about it.
We were really excited to go to Trails End today because they've recently reopened, and instead of a buffet, it is a family-style, all-you-care-to-enjoy plate, which I love family-style meals. I like it a little bit better than buffets, honestly, and the new menu looks really, really good. Now, Trails End is at the settlement at Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground, and if you've never been to Fort Wilderness, all you need to know is that it is a massive, massive resort. In fact, if you want to see the resort tour, we have one of those on the channel. I'll link it in the description. It's huge. Even on a golf cart, it takes forever to get around. So keep in mind, if you're trying to go to Trails End to eat, you have to park at the front of the resort and then either walk all the way over to the settlement, take an internal bus, or take a golf cart if you are staying there at Fort Wilderness. Just keep in mind that the distance between the outpost where you arrive and the settlement where the restaurant is just over a mile. So you've got a little bit of a distance to cover there. If you happen to be coming from Magic Kingdom, you can come over on the boat and you will be there at the marina right by the settlement, so you're really close to the restaurant that way.
We opted to take the bus. We didn't really want to walk all the way back there. So we parked at the front and took the internal shuttle back to Trails End. It did take about 20 minutes, so you're going to want to give yourself plenty of time to get back there. When we arrived, we got all checked in and waited for our table to be ready. Now, Trails End is $30 per adult, $18 per child, plus tax and gratuity, which is actually a really good deal for an all-you-care-to-enjoy meal at Disney World.
And you can also get your pass holder discount or Disney Vacation Club discount of 10% off of that as well. I was really impressed. You get your appetizer, your entree, your dessert, and a drink with it, so I don't know if there's a better deal anywhere on Disney property as far as the price goes.
But of course, we want to see how the food holds up to this price. First thing they brought us was a salad, and we were told that it had a bacon vinaigrette, which would be the best salad dressing we have ever had. Now, that's really high praise. I mean, I gotta be honest, like, I've had some really good salad dressings before, but I'm not sure I've had one that was that good. It came really close to one of the best. I'm not a huge bacon fan, so I'm gonna start off with that. If you're not, you may be the same as I am. But this was a really, really good vinaigrette, and just really impressed all of us with how good it was. None of us were planning to eat a lot of salad, but between the four of us, we ate almost the entire bowl of salad.
And you know your dressing is good when it comes warm in a little mason jar and it has the word bacon in the title. That's when you know you're about to eat a really good salad. I don't ever eat salad, pretty much never, but in this case, I made an exception because it was really good. They also brought out some breads for us, and they had several different things. First, they had some hush puppies with some pimento cheese spread. These were good, but I wasn't really in the mood for hush puppies. Even though they were really nice, I only ate a couple of those. What I was really looking forward to were the biscuits and the cornbread. The cornbread is the traditional recipe they've had here at Trails End and next door at Hoop-Dee-Doo. It's a sweeter cornbread, and it came with a honey butter. It was amazing. I seriously could eat an entire basket of this stuff every time I'm here, but I won't, because all you can eat, I'm not wasting it on bread, even though I will have a few pieces of the cornbread. And the last piece of bread was the biscuits. It was a goat cheese and chive biscuit. This is totally new. I really liked these, but I did not like them with the honey butter. Just eat them by themselves. They have plenty of flavor between the goat cheese and the chive. I would just recommend eating them without the honey butter.
And then it was time for the main course, the skillet with a whole bunch of different things inside, and this is really what we're here for. There were several different meats as well as several different vegetables inside, and the first off was the pecan smoked brisket, which was pretty good. I won't say it was our favorite thing in this skillet, but we all enjoyed the flavor.
It was decent, but I tend to compare all smoked meats on Disney property to Polite Pig and also to Whispering Canyon, because those are kind of my standards. I did not like the brisket here as much as the brisket at Whispering Canyon, because the one there has a sauce already on it. I feel like it's a little bit more moist, and the one at Polite Pig I just feel like was a little bit better too. So even though the brisket wasn't bad, it also wasn't my favorite brisket on property. They also had a rotisserie chicken in the skillet. They did give us a half chicken in our skillet for 4 people, which made it a little bit more difficult to try to part it out and put it on our plates. It was really good. It was rotisserie, so it had that nice flavor to it, but none of us thought this was like spectacular or anything. Good, but not great. I will say though, with the barbecue sauce they served with it, it was a lot better. I feel like it had a really nice tie-in there with the sweet barbecue sauce. The mustard-based barbecue sauce I didn't care for because I don't like mustard, so I didn't like it on anything. And they also had andouille sausage in the pan. I know when you have these all-you-can-eat restaurants, the sausage is kind of the filler, but it was actually really good sausage. I very much enjoyed this.
And moving on to the vegetables, the first was the green beans, and I just have to say I was just thrilled that there wasn't broccolini in this thing since that's been everywhere we've been recently. And these green beans were delicious. All of us loved them. They had so much flavor. They were cooked perfectly. This was one of the items we actually ended up ordering more of because we liked them so much.
I don't normally like crunchy green beans, and I loved these. They were so good, and so were the potatoes. They had these little fingerling potatoes in the pan as well. So much flavor. I don't know what they cooked them all in. It was probably just a bunch of butter. Either way, it was really good.
And the last thing in the skillet was the corn on the cob, and all four of us thought this was delicious. It was so good. We did end up ordering more of this as well, and we figured out a way to make it even better. Remember that honey butter we had earlier in the meal? It was still on the table, and we thought, let's get creative with this. So we added that to it. It was pretty good. Then we added some salt to that. It was even better, and we were like, we're just creating new things here. The corn on the cob was good how it was served, but it was even better with all this that we're adding to it.
And speaking of enhancing your meal, they also sell a couple different enhancements on the menu. For $10 each, you can add on one of the 3 enhancements that they offer, or you can add on all 3 if you want. That's fine too. Each enhancement is enough food for one person to have a really big serving, or you can share it between a few people, but it is not all you can eat. Only the main skillet, your appetizer, your dessert, all of that's all you can eat, but not the paid enhancements. First up, they had peel and eat shrimp that you could get. It said on the menu that it was a shrimp boil, but they have just changed this over to be cold shrimp cocktail peel and eat shrimp. You do get a full pound of shrimp for the $10, which is actually a really good price. And also, it is a lot of shrimp. I have no idea how many people it would take to eat all of this, but it was more than the 4 of us for sure.
The second enhancement we got was the cornbread crusted salmon. This was pretty good. Not my favorite. I actually really enjoyed the shrimp a lot. This salmon though had a lot of flavor. It was very good. Not a lot necessarily for 4 people to eat, but if you have a couple people that want to share this that both enjoy salmon, this is a really good portion size for 2 people.
I think I liked it more than anyone else at the table. I thought the sweeter cornbread crust was a really nice compliment, and it was in a sauce that had some andouille sausage in there. It was a great combination of flavors. Still a little weird to have fish and shrimp with all the smoked meats and vegetables. It was kind of different competing flavors there, but they were both really good. And then the final enhancement was the Memphis rubbed pork spare ribs. This was actually our favorite meat of everything on the table, so we liked the ribs better than the stuff that actually came in the skillet. These were so tender, just falling off the bone. Had a lot of flavor from the rub that they put on there. We did have our barbecue sauce we could add to the ribs, but I didn't add any barbecue sauce to mine. I was very happy with these. There were 5 ribs in our serving, which was more than enough for us because I had a couple and everyone else had one that wanted one. I think this was definitely my favorite of the things on the table.
Of the 3 enhancements that they offer, personally, we think the ribs are definitely a must if you want to add some more meat to it. But again, everything else is all you care to enjoy. So if you're enjoying all that, you really don't need to add an enhancement. I also really liked the shrimp, and for the amount you get, as long as you have some people to share it with, it's great. But with everything else you're eating, that can be a lot if it's just by yourself. One thing we were told by our server is a lot of people will get the shrimp with their salad and eat it with that, which made a lot of sense once he said it. We just didn't order it until later on, so we didn't do that, but we were told it is really good together.
And then it was time for dessert, and this is something we've seen some pictures, we've seen the plates going out to other people's tables. We were getting very, very excited for this because they have a brand new dessert here at Trail's End. It's called the Covered Wagon Sundae. So just imagine if someone went over to Beaches and Cream and looked at the kitchen sink and went, what if we made a kitchen sink but smaller in a cowboy hat? And that is the Covered Wagon Sundae. There's shortcake on the bottom with 3 scoops of ice cream, chocolate, strawberry, and mint chocolate chip, chocolate sauce, a banana, a brownie, lots of whipped cream and sprinkles and cherries, toasted marshmallows on top, some sugar cookies shaped like horseshoes, and 2 giant pieces of chocolate-covered bacon, which were amazing, by the way. And all of that is in an upside-down acrylic cowboy hat that is transparent so you can see through it. It is one of the most interesting presentations of dessert that I've seen in a while.
But it made us all smile when they brought it to the table, and I think that's really the point. This is actually really nice because you do get to see everything that's inside, whereas at Beaches and Cream, literally all you see is the whipped cream and that's it. So this was really cool to get to see all the different toppings and things inside and decide what you want to take. I actually could not have this due to all of the sprinkles and everything inside, the food coloring I can't have. So depending on your party size, you will either get a large cowboy hat like they brought to our table, or a small one for 1 or 2 people to share. And so they brought me out a small version with just chocolate ice cream so that I could still be a part and enjoy ice cream in a cowboy hat, because this is Trail's End, might as well be a part of all of it. And this was hilarious because I had my 1 scoop of chocolate ice cream in there, this cowboy hat, but it was so much fun. And that's just the best part of being at Disney, is you get to be a kid at Disney World no matter where you are. And we got to eat our desserts out of plastic cowboy hats tonight.
And just like everything else in the main meal, the ice cream is unlimited as well, so you can get refills on anything you want from the ice cream bowl. And we did ask our server before I left if they sell these cowboy hat bowls because they're awesome. They do not, but we did get a lead on where they may be found on Amazon, and if we're able to find those links, we'll drop them in the description down below, right after we buy one for ourselves.
We had an amazing time tonight at Trail's End. Our service was great. All the food was really good. We were really impressed with how many vegetables we ate tonight. We were really proud of ourselves.
We don't usually do
but
that.
But they tasted really good, which should tell you, like, that's a big deal. And for $30 for an adult at Walt Disney World to eat as much as you want, that's an amazing price tag, and we definitely think that this is a meal that's worth it, especially for adults. You can eat as much meat and vegetables as you want. You can get a cowboy hat, you can get 2 cowboy hats of ice cream if you want, and it's all for $30, which is an amazing price. So even without adding the enhancements, we definitely think this meal is worth it. And if you want to add those, you can add the $10 items to it as well. But honestly, they really aren't needed to enjoy your meal.
And I don't like comparing different restaurants and saying one is better than the other, because every restaurant is different as far as the style and the vibe and the type of food and what kind of mood you might be in. But I will say, when it comes to all-you-can-eat restaurants, this now is definitely near the very top of my list because of the price and the quality of the food and overall how happy I was with the meal. We hope you found that review helpful, and if you do decide to go out to Trail's End and try out their new family-style meal, let us know down in the comments if your experience was as good as ours was. We very much enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time,
we're here with the ears.